Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Worth Unlimited Agent Update and Sales Track Training Call. And we are so glad to have everybody on this call this evening, and we have some exciting information. We are in a very exciting time with Worth Unlimited. We are moving in a whole new direction. The idea is new messaging, new tools. We have our ebook now, which we are going to be looking at the Agent Back Office a little bit later, and we're going to be looking at the ebook and some of the new tools. And we have a new unveiling of something that is very cool that I think everybody that is building a team and recruiting can use in a big, big way, something we haven't had in the past. And John's going to bring that information to you, and then we're going to hear from Mr. Steve Young at the end of the call. But the new messaging piece, convert your debt into wealth. I love that. I think that's a great messaging piece instead of do you have debt? Do you want to pay off your debt? The reality is now in today's market space, everyone has debt now, but not everybody can get out from underneath total debt. People are looking more towards building wealth to try to counteract the devastating debt. When we really look at it, look at the housing market and look at everything that's going on, we all know that debt is an issue, but people are continually working and they're striving to accumulate more wealth, to diversify their portfolios. The messaging couldn't be better for where we are currently. So I encourage everyone, while this excitement is going on, while the excitement is really frantic in the company and we're seeing great recruiting numbers, take advantage of the excitement of your leaders, of the new people that you're bringing in. Get to work, get the name list done, do your steps, go through your back office, the agent portal, the things that you should be doing as a new agent, and we're going to be seeing how to help you with that as well. We have the deepest respect for our military and our first responders, always out there first on the scene, putting themselves in harm's way, and for the mere fact that they are that sacrificial, that they want to make sure that we are safe, they put others before their own needs. We offer here at Worth Unlimited 10% discount on a lifetime membership of any product, and if they want to join the company, we allow them to join for free. The qualifications that are involved in this program can be found on the Newsworthy blog. Just type in military discount or first responders discount, and it'll take you to a page. It'll give you everything you need. And if there you still have some questions about if certain people do qualify, before I get off, I'm going to be giving you the name of customer support, the email, and the phone number. And you can always reach out to them, and they can give you that information as well. New agent activation promo signups are normally $149, and they're now $49, and it's only 49 days left. July 16th, this promo ends. We already extended it. I do not see it being extended again. And for that, use promo code START49, but also support can help you with that. But do make sure, when we're going over these screens, write this information down so you don't have to go back for it when you're getting new agents signed up. You know exactly what promo code to use and how to go in and use your system. And the fluency with the system is what is really going to help you with some of your recruiting. Now, I don't want to stifle you all into analysis paralysis. I have to learn how to use it. Again, support can help you walk through, but it's very simple walkthrough system. Go ahead and write down Start 49. Director for the next 30 days, make one sale in advance, Director. And this was always a minimum entry of $2,250. I want to make sure I'm very clear that this was always a minimum entry point to be able to do Director of $2,250. This promotion is eligible from the sale of any Worth account product. That'd be a full sale, finance sale, subscription, gold package, platinum. I am very happy to report, though, that I've looked at the sales numbers, and the vast majority of our sales that we're putting together right now are full sales. The vast majority are lifetime memberships. The vast majority are people that are getting out there and they're finding the right people and they're excited and they're getting the job done. So the promotion on this as well expires on July 16, 2019. And our Fast Start program that we have for any new entry-level agent, no no grandfathering included or anything along those lines. Our direct-to-director, in your first 30 days of signing up, this will always be in place. If you activate a Worth Account Platinum or Platinum Plus program, then you are promoted direct-to-director. That is the way our policy has always been. And in that promotion, I wanted to show you this piece of it applying to the promotion, that if you make any sale in your first 30 days, you go direct-to-director. If you notice, an agent makes $496.71. A director makes $714.02. So that's a little over a $200 pay increase for activating one of any program that's out there. And if you're building a team, we have override compensation as well. And so if you were a director, and these numbers are based on a $3,100 sale, as a director, if you had an agent in your downline, have a supervisor in your downline, they each made a sale of $3,100. This would be your commissions, your overrides from their sales as well. So you can see this isn't even talking about first recruiter and second level recruiting bonuses. This isn't getting into the pools or any of that. The compensation program is very robust, but for ongoing moving forward, yes, direct-to-director. Worth Agent wholesale discount, 30% discount on all software pricing options for Worth Agent. An example would be a retail purchase of $34.95, wholesale price would be $24.46. That means you'd save $1,049. These specials are something everyone should be taking advantage of. There was a time when this program, the only way you could purchase this program was $3,500 cash. And to be able to get this program, get it in your hands, and the reason that we are doing this for you is we find that our most successful individuals in this company are individuals that own the product. We want to get this product in the hands of everyone who is involved in the company in any aspect. And so another example would be if we ran your analysis, comes up at $2,997, wholesale price $2,097, that'd be a savings of $900 on a $2,200 price. That's almost a third off what you would normally pay. And so 30% wholesale discount applicable first 30 days after becoming a Worth Unlimited agent. Current Worth agents, the 30% discount is applicable on a one-time purchase or subscription option. And the deadline, again, is July 16, 2019 for all current Worth agents. We have also put a promo code there for you if you write that down as well. Agent 30 is the promo code you would want to be using under the deadline of all current Worth agents. The grandfather ranks all former You First grandfather from previous rank activation. Use promo code Agent 30. Activation special, 1 level advance for all entry-level positions. A You First associate essentially would become a senior associate, but in the Worth ranking, it would be lateral as a Worth agent, becoming a supervisor, and so on. All right, get started. Refer to this call from the outside or home office. If someone told you about this call and they wanted you to get on and they wanted you to hear the message, one thing that we value greatly is integrity in our workforce. We value it in our recruiting as well. If you have a name of someone that you knew, I suggest that you get in touch with whoever it was that put you on to this call. If somebody made contact with you, and then we can connect the dots from there, but we want to make that entry as easy as possible and as little confusion as possible. So please, if somebody invited you to the call, get back to the person that invited you on the call, let them know what you think, let them know what you'd like to do. If you were invited directly to this call by an email directly from corporate office, feel free to get back in touch with us directly. Please contact agent support to help you get started as a Worth Unlimited agent, and you can see our email there and the phone number right down at the very base, and that's going to be your best place to get your in-the-know information on the technical situations of agent promo codes, if you're having analysis questions, things of that nature. We are very excited about the changes that are going on here. We're very excited about the advancements, kind of a revamp and putting a new face on our materials as well as our tools and new options. And John's going to go over something with you that is really exciting. He showed this to me a little bit ago, and I think it's an incredibly beneficial tool. It's something I've been wanting to see come into play for a long time. I think you all will be very excited, but John's going to go through some information prior to that. So I'm going to turn the time over to Mr. John Washenko, one of your co-owners of Worth Unlimited, and it's always a pleasure to be on the call with you all, and I hope you enjoy the presentation.
Thank you, Mac. Good evening, everybody. Just wanted to kind of review a few things with you. First off, just wanted to, review the replicated sites, and then we'll go into some new tools in the back office that we've developed. Really excited about them. I think they're going to be a great help to you in running your teams and everything. But first off, there's a lot of new people coming onto the company, so we just want to review a couple of the new websites that we've released. First off, we've got, the replicated book site. And in this replicated book site, your agent ID is at the end of your replicated. So basically, worthaccount.com/youragentid, or you can rebrand that to whatever you want at the end of that. Instead of just an ID number, you can rebrand that to use a super agent. But basically, this site, the book site, both sites can be used as a net to capture clients. So you can have this, replicated site out there, worthaccount.com/superagent. You can advertise that on Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, anything like that, and grab these clients as they download the book, put in their full name, email address. This will dump into your back office. So here we can see that would dump in as Bruce Wayne, or you can type in a client into your back office, and then from there you can send that client a link to the replicated site, and we can track whether or not they've read the book, they've started reading the book, that kind of stuff. If they've watched the videos, so here's the video-centric site. So this is more video-centric versus the book-centric, and you can send them this site first off, and the video. Just so you know, the book site has a little bit more information than the video site. The video site is really just kind of video-centric, and it also has the book for more information, but the book site has a lot more details, a lot more information on it. So I do recommend that that you look at those is just the /your ID, but the video site is /your ID /videos. So you also can rebrand this site as well, but they are two separate, and they both work the same to where you can use them as a net, and as a client goes in and enters in their information on that site, that information will then dump into your back office. One really cool thing about that is also when that happens, you're going to get an email notifying you that, hey, you've got a new prospect in your back office, and you need to follow up with them. So you're going to get an email that that's happened, and then you're going to come into your back office and you'll see it there as well. Or you can use this site as well and target them. And there's in your back office, send videos or client to videos, or send the client the videos, or send them the book-centric site. So, and that'll send them an email, which then will track them whether or not they've watched the videos, and you can kind of what your prospects are doing, that kind of stuff. So anyways, don't want you to forget about those things. Next new thing that we have just recently launched is your agent to-do list. So here it is, read the ebook. So this is one of the things that as you log in, and you're right there on the home screen, you know, you can see right here on the home screen, read the ebook as soon as possible, finish reading the ebook, continue right here. As you push that button, it's going to take you into the ebook to let you to finish it, get you to run your analysis, 30% discount for 30 days. So, you know, trying to get us to take advantage of that. And basically then you've got, you know, get started on your Worth account and get a 30% discount. So right there. Then you've also got build your team, share my opportunity site. And so as you click that, it'll take you into your team view, which we're going to look at here in a minute anyways. Run your first client analysis. That takes you right into your prospects tab right up here. Close your first sale, go to prospects, enter in a client, and from there kind of get going. So now I want to just kind of jump into our back office real quick. So here we are. I'm going to go to our home page real quick. So here's our continue reading the ebook, activate your Worth account, go to prospects. This takes you right into, I click on that link, it's going to take us right into our prospects tab. Here we are on Bruce Wayne. I can see as I mouse over on Bruce Wayne that he's started reading the ebook on 4/29 and has completed it 25%. We can see that he completed watching video 1. He also completed watching video 2, and we run his analysis. So all of that is blacked in and grayed in, or is blacked in. And so that means that there's activity that has happened. And as you mouse over, you can kind of see those statistics or whatever's behind it. So also I can see that Bruce Wayne has signed up as an agent because he's got an agent icon over here. So now we're going to come over here to our team view, and we're going to look at some new tools. So this is the new stuff that we have just released. Actually, it just went live last week. You might have seen it. You might not have. But basically, this is My Recruits, okay? So, and we're going to just kind of show you some things here, but Dick Grayson just signed up, and he has not logged into his back office, and it's due, so it's in red. If you see that, the square right there, the checkbox, that means that Dick needs to go through and log into his back office. Now, when I check on Bruce Wayne, his is black. The box is black right here, so he hasn't logged in, but it's not past due because it's due today. He hasn't finished logging in. He just got his email. Maybe he hasn't had a few seconds to do that yet, but he's already signed up, hasn't logged into his back office, but tomorrow that's going to be red for me so that it'll show up that I need to take advantage of that. Now, if you notice here, Clark Kent, he's logged into his back office, shows completed on 5/28, start reading ebook, due today, and share opportunity website, due today in 1 day, add first prospect, due in 7 days, and first lead from replicated site. So that's what we were just talking about, using that replicated site as capturing a lead. So these are your see, this is a super agent. So right now I'm logged in as super agent, and these are my new recruits. These are the things that I've got to get them to do to start making success and get things happening. So I'm in here under Dick Grayson, and basically I'm going to, now this is a tool that that's been out for a little while, that you can assign an agent to somebody else. Now here's the thing, you wouldn't want to do this unless you are above your rank earned is probably, this is mainly for an executive director, somebody who's managing their branch, a tool. So if I was as an executive director, I had already reached that rank, this is a tool to help you manage your business. But you wouldn't want to do this if I was an agent, which super agent is an agent right now, and Dick is an agent. Well, if I assign him to somebody else, Now, because he's my recruit, I would still make money on him buying the program. But when he made a sale, I wouldn't make any overrides on him. So I wouldn't want to do this unless I'm an executive director, managing director, something, maybe those two ranks, and that's it. But this is a very cool tool to help you grow your business so that, you know, you don't have 100 or 50 or 20 or how many frontline agents. You can only handle so many, and then you want to place them under somebody else and start growing your team and growing your business, and so you can manage it. As an executive director, this is an amazing tool because I'm still going to get my overrides on him if he buys the program, and we're going to show you that here a little bit. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and assign Dick under Bruce. So I just start typing in one of my agent's name, and it'll start to find him. And so here we are. We found Bruce Wayne. We're going to go ahead and click OK. And here it is. So now Dick is now a level 2 to me. And if you notice, he needs to log into his back office. Now it shows up under my downline. Now, because Dick was supposed to have already logged in, he shows up for me. So even if Bruce had recruited him anyways, he's going to show up under my downline agents tab, and that all of a sudden got created once I assigned him to Bruce Wayne, or once Clark Kent or Bruce Wayne starts recruiting and their agents have tasks to complete that are red. So due today. So they're past due. They're going to show up for me so that I can get on, you know, their upline and say, hey, you know, Bruce, hey, Clark, let's get going on these things. So right now I can see that this agent was originally recruited by me, and placed here. So placed under Bruce Wayne. So now, because it says that, if Dick buys the product, buys the Worth account, he signs up for the Worth account and purchases it on his own, I'm going to get those commissions. So those are going to come to me. So even though I recruited him, I can place him somewhere else, and Bruce can get him going. Bruce can get him to buy the program. I'm going to get the commissions on his sale, but on his other sales, Bruce is going to override him normally. I'm going to get the recruiting bonus, but Bruce is going to get the overrides. I'm going to get my overrides. Everybody's going to win. Now, again, I would only want to do that if I was a executive director, maybe a managing director, but mostly an executive director or above. So that's what assigning agents tool is going to be good for. But now I can see my team, or I can see Bruce Wayne's team that, you know, Dick needs to log into his back office. He hasn't even logged in. So I can even reach out to Dick. I can reach out to Bruce and say, hey, you know, you've got some things to do. So now I can also see, you know, Bruce has started reading the book, but he hasn't finished it. Say, hey, you know, we need to get him going. He hasn't purchased the program, but he just signed up as an agent. And so we've got all these tasks that we can now manage and start to make happen and get things going. So really exciting tools. Hopefully you can kind of see how these are going to help you build your team and help you to grow your team. There's also a couple of other views. Let me just show you on the preview here real quick. An agent under Bruce, I can see here this plus sign right here. As I click on that, I can see Dick right there is level 2 to me, and he is level 1 to Bruce. Also, if you notice, and let me just come back into this other view, it's a little easier to see, but as I click on Clark Kent, I can see that his rank, and so this here bar is basically black for the first 4, and that's basically, agent up to ED. And then your ED and above is right there, and then partner is gold. So I know where they are real quick, just at a glance, just by looking at them. And I can see that in the tree view, the team view, and then also there is a structure view and a list view. So here's our structure view. The structure view gets a little bit busy if you've got a lot of people on, but since this is our test agent that we're running from, it's actually not too bad. And then our list view, as I click on my list view, export this into a CSV file. So download it, Excel, CSV, and I've got, contact name, phone number, all that kind of stuff. I can dump it into, my email or whatever and do things that way. Now let me kind of go into, I want to go over a couple of ways to present, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn some time over to Mr. Steve Young. So basically we've got here Bruce Wayne, and Bruce is an agent, as we can see from this icon here. We can see he's read some of the book. We just reviewed this. I'm going to go ahead and click on his analysis. I created a different analysis under Master 2. So I've right here, I've gone ahead and opened up Master 2, so I've created Master and Master 2, and you can just go ahead and open up that. So basically, here we are in the analysis. Now I'm going to do something a little bit, it works great, but I don't know how well it's going to work for me going to me, but I'm going to try it. It worked for me earlier, and so I'm going to go ahead and try it. If not, if it doesn't work out, I'll go through and talk you through it. But it's a very cool tool, and I want you to see the functionality of this tool. So we've got live presentation here, but we've also got web conference. And this is a tool we've had for quite some time. But let me just back this out here. So here we have live presentation, and we've got web conference. Web conference is basically like a GoToMeeting, but not all the headache, or like a web conference, but not all the headache, and just a real quick, let me send you this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to minimize my screen a little bit. So give me just 1 second to set this up, because it takes just a second. Okay, 1 second here. So sorry, this is, I'm doing something that really isn't meant to show on my screen and not only that, but I went ahead and launched I hit the button. So I've sent Bruce an email. And so I got to open up my email real quick and jump into this live presentation webinar. So this just takes just a second to get this done, but hopefully this will work out for me. And I can't do this already or have it already done. It just doesn't work out like that because it's a live presentation. And so what we're doing is we're creating a session that is shared. And so here it is. It's working out. I'm going to go ahead and show you my screen now. Let's see. So you should see both screens side by side. Hopefully that shows up. So anyways, hopefully you guys can see that both side by side. So as I click go, I want you to see both screens live. This is just such a cool tool, and I just don't know that there's very many people that know about this, but all I did was I hit Start Web Conference, and that emailed Bruce, my client, a link, and Bruce can see my screen as I advance now. So I hit Let's Go, and it automatically starts advancing on his side. So it's a linked screen that's sharing web conference wise, and basically can go through and present the analysis. Now, I'm not going to really review the analysis with you, but you can kind of see how this is going. But it's just a really cool tool that if you want to present somebody their analysis, go over their figures. Here we got, just a few slides to go through and show them their numbers. And here it is live happening right in front of them. As I advance these slides, they're seeing the same thing. On top of your current debt of $400,000, your bank's plan will have you pay an additional $287,478 in interest. That's 71% more than you owe, and 2.6 years worth of your entire income gone to interest alone. But my purpose is really to show you this tool, how to use this tool, how to get your clients engaged, how you can really quickly show them their analysis. You can also email their analysis and everything, but basically we can advance these one by one. I can go through them, there's a sidebar here to advance it and to basically just get this moving right through, or I can just jump ahead as well. But since we've kind of gone this far, we can just move this through. So let me just move into wealth building, and then I can just advance it and push it through. And then as I'm pushing it through, it's automatically showing up on his side as well. Get an instant quote. So basically we can review the numbers with him right there, get an instant quote, confirm my analysis, and then he clicks on his side as well, boom. And it starts, he can click that button as well, because that's basically something for him to say, yeah, those are my numbers. I can see it on my side going ahead a little bit. And anyways, just a really cool tool to help you be able to go through and present the product, move it into a sale, and that kind of stuff. So anyways, from there you can send them to the cart and just go from there. But anyways, that's really what I wanted to go through and cover with you today. So without any more delay, I'm going to go ahead and turn some time over to Mr. Coach Young, and we're going to bring him on. Coach Young, are you there?
I am, John. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, listen, thank you for that, by the way. What you just did was outstanding. Folks, I know Big John went through that really quickly, and here's the job for you to go back and review and see all these neat little toys that you have. That's what I feel like. And I'm not an IT guy. I'm clueless personally, and I know that I'm learning how to work with all these tools of the trade. And so I want you all to know something. What I just got was, for $49, I bought a business. And the business has an accounting department to it. It gave me a secretary. It gave me an administrator. It gave me a sales manager. It gave me an IT specialist department. Good gracious. Where do you go get value like that? So I loved it, John. Thank you for that. And to know that you can manage your whole business and you can spot. And by the way, folks, don't get surprised that, because I'm already finding it myself, when they send a lot of these links to people, they say, oh, I read the book. No, they don't. They fib to you. They just lie. But this is neat because it lets you know exactly where they're at. And eventually you can tell them that I'm watching you. But in any case, you can be loving and encouraging, right? Encouragement is God's tool. Discouragement is the devil's tool, so we want to be good about that. So listen, I want to move on, and just on a sidebar, folks, tonight before you drop and go to bed, can you drop on your knees and just give thanks and for your safety, but more importantly, say some prayers for all those people in this country that are getting hit by these tornadoes in Kansas and Indiana and Ohio and the floods all over the place. It's just devastating to these folks. They don't get a lot of warning, and there's misery that's created, and I just feel bad at reading and listening to some of it. I go through hurricanes here in Florida, so do yourself a favor and be appreciative of what you have and the safety. I'm sure we got some of our members and our teammates that are in those areas, so we pray for you and look for your safety. And one more point of view, to give thanks. We just came off Memorial Day, and it means different things to different people. But it is an opportunity to be really patriotic and give thanks to the men and women that serve our armed forces, that keep us safe and let us be free. And on a side note, real quickly, I happen to watch, and I've seen it many times. I don't know if any of you saw Saving Private Ryan. Recommend it because it's a pretty realistic point of view about how the war is, and I'm not going to go through that whole movie. I don't have the time, but the point of it was is that some lady lost a lot of her sons, and they had one younger son there, and they wanted to get him out of Europe because he was subject to being killed himself when he lost all his brothers, and they sent a whole squad to go find him. And in the whole thing was they saved him, but the whole crew that really saved him almost died during an incident. And at the very end of it, Tom Hanks was a star. And when he was passing away, the young man that he saved, and it reflected him at his gravesite years later, he said to him, and he grabbed him and he whispered and he called his name and he leaned over and he said, "Earn it. Earn this," which is so profound to me. I got emotional about it when you think about it. We have the right to earn our freedom and our right to live our style that we want. So having said that, we're going to go right in to teach you how to earn this and appreciate what you got, because listen up, folks. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. You wonder if we have an opportunity? Now, listen, I know you're reading good press about the economy. It is obviously up. It's great right now, much better than it has been for the last decade. I get it, and people are making more money, but they're also spending more money, which stimulates the economy. So we're going right back into habits. I don't know that people are saving money, they're spending it. But the horrifying fact, regardless of today or even 10 years ago, please get this. This isn't my numbers. I'm going to prove it to you in a second. You can look on the screen right now, but stay with me. 78% of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck. You want to know if you have an opportunity? And by the way, that's all economic income ranges. That's not, middle class, lower class, upper class. That's all the class, 78%. Now, why is that? Because consumer goods cost more money, housing, transportation, and education. It's pretty scary. And when you look at it, the American family is unstable because of living paycheck. And 51% of working Americans, I repeat, working Americans, would be in dire financial straits if they missed one single paycheck. An additional 15%, which brings you up to 66%, would suffer severe hardships if they missed two. So look at the numbers in front of you right now. I got to minimize my thing here. And which blows me away, okay, at knowing what these numbers are, because if you look at them, come right here. Just go to all, okay, right there. Between all these people, under all, it's 66% right there that can't afford. If they miss two paychecks, they're done. And then they go through the ethnic backgrounds. I'm not sure why they do that, okay, but you can see the Hispanic market in this country. They don't have Asian here, but the Hispanic market right there, that's 82% in the green, the yellow, and the light green. Total that up. And over here is the code. Look at that. They could miss three or more. That's up here. Forget that. Anybody misses twos, they're devastated right here. So if you look at it all right there, that's a total of 66%. In the Caucasian race, that's 64%. African American, 70% of African Americans in this country, if they miss two paychecks, they're done. And Hispanic is huge. I don't know why they 82%. So folks, if you don't think you have an opportunity, I think you got to think again, because there's plenty of it. And that's just a percentage of what they're doing. So what do they do? And by the way, you can see that this information comes from the University of Chicago. That's an outstanding university in this country. It's one of the high academias. You got to be really top of your game to get in that school, and it's very expensive. So they have a fabulous reputation throughout the nation as a private institution. It costs a lot, but you get good jobs when you come out of there, I can guarantee you that. So it's prestigious. And they did this study, and it's over 1,010 people, nationwide study, and it was done this January and February of 2019. Folks, this is current information. And look what they say here. How do you respond to missing paychecks? Look at this. Use credit cards. You don't think that's why we have a lot of credit card debt in this country? Look at this. Borrow money from friends and family, 47%. How many of you on this phone got hit up? And by the way, a good friend of mine that's a billionaire, when I say good friend, I've known him for years, coached me, and he told me a long time ago, you never loan money, you give it, because you ain't getting it back. And boy, was he right. How about this? Selling or pawning something, 41%? You got to be kidding me. Take a job in another economy for gigs, they call it, 29%. Withdraw money from the retirement accounts. What are you saving for? You're going to be somebody. That very person you're saving it for, and 27% raid that? You raid your 401ks and your IRAs, which I'll get into another day, another dollar. It's another whole lesson there. You skip payments on essential bills, 24%. Medical, How about that? Most people are going bankrupt over medical expenses. And then you take a payday loan. These people are thieves in the night, and 17% go there. Folks, I'm not making this up. This is your data. So if you're wondering who you can speak to, do I have a market to go to? My goodness. Don't take anything for granted and learn your business. And we got to learn how to talk and communicate to people. That's all we got to do. So what's the start process? We're going to give you some training, some verbiage on how to speak to people and approach, because this business is simple when you learn how to communicate. And if you got a teammate or an upline in this business, you call and lean on them for the knowledge and information. So I'm going to ask questions, and you might say, well, this is hokey. No, if I've got you and you're interested in this business and you put $49 up to own your own business and have all those departments that John just gave you, all automated and all technical stuff, I'd love that stuff, man. That wasn't done years ago. So listen, I'd ask you these questions. What part of this business intrigued you or interests you the most? Why don't you start asking these questions? And when you do, you're going to get an answer. Could you describe for me your initial feelings about your vision and mission? When I did the presentation, how did it make you feel? To create wealth for families by helping them convert their debt into wealth. I didn't say spend new money. Let me do it again. Convert debt into wealth. Now, how excited are you about that? See, if you don't ask the question, you don't get the answer, and it makes them think. Folks, you might say, well, this sounds corny. Why don't you try it? You might get a real commitment from somebody. How do you feel about your success in life up to now? I had that asked to me not long ago. They said, Steve Young, out of everything you've ever done, what are you most happy about? I thought that was a profound question. I'll give you the answer someday if you want to know it. But I gave it, and they went, wow. Well, how about asking that question? Because a lot of people don't even think that far. They don't have an idea. What are your goals and objectives over the next 6 months? Some people, it's just to wake up the next day. Come on, folks. Stimulate thinking. Ask the right questions. Engage. This is developing a relationship. I know what you're going to do over the next 6 months of your life, or you want to do. I can help you. We can bond. I can cheerlead you. I want to be your coach, dadgummit. I want to be able to call and get you out there. And by the way, on a side note, I love you Lombardi time people that show up early for these sessions, because I see a bunch of people clicking in. You're on there 15 minutes early. I love you for that. Thank you very much. And then here's another one, okay? I love this. Can you make a commitment for 90 days to get your business off the ground? Yes or no? Folks, if they give you no, you know you're not going to work direct with them or real hard, right? And people are going to be honest with you. They might say, I can't put it in 90 days. I got to do it over 6 months. Whatever the case might be, you want to learn to work with those that want to work. And then you can still cheerlead other people. But that's a pretty good way to start out, right? Just getting the commitment. Do you consider yourself to be coachable? Yes or no? Coachable and teachable. And you know what? I don't know too many people say no, but you're going to find out, because you're going to hold people accountable, right? And do you want strong leadership or weak leadership? Folks, don't think that's funny. Listen, let me tell you something. Over my career, we've gotten people say weak. You know why? Because they get scared of somebody that's going to coach. I've seen people get intimidated by firmness, with toughness, tough love, with driving people. So do they want to be strong or weak? Because if they want weak, you can temper it, and you don't have to bother them. You don't have to follow them up all the time. But somebody who wants to win, they got to learn how to correct their errors. And if you're going to fumble forward. It's okay you're going to make mistakes. You don't grow unless you make mistakes. So here, we can help coach you and get you on track and online, okay? Do you want a fast start or a slow start? Now, some people don't have the time. It depends. So get your perspective. Learn what you're dealing with. Get people to think. And these questions are vital if you're going to spend any time. I wouldn't even go beyond boo without having all this done. How about that? Can you invite people to our discovery calls? What I mean by that, so you know what discovery. See, are you discovering that most people have debt? Are you discovering how to get out, turn your debt into wealth? Or to learn that you can get out of your mortgage and all your other debts in 7 to 10 years without mostly spending more money out of your pocket? That's pretty good. If you could learn that, right? Would you want to be part of that? So get on it. And then can you attend the Rise and Shine calls? We do them Monday through Thursday, yes or no? Now, by the way, you don't have to attend that. I'm just putting it out there. We do that. That's 7 o'clock, 7:15. If anybody wants to do that, you can get in touch with me, but that's 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. So you people in California, you got to wake up with the crows, I got to tell you, right? And we've had people do that in the past from all over the place, but that's what we do. And that's a 15-minute, 20-minute call just to set your day straight with a lot of one-liners, attitude adjustments, training, all that. Can you plug in and pay attention to our Facebook groups? You know, some people have their Facebook. Think about what Worth's put out there with all the websites and everything else we got. Based on our conversation, I can't think of any reason not to get fast started in our business. Can you? And they're either going to say yes or no. And now if they do, then what do? Here it is, folks, the START process. The sprint, remember the sprint? Here's what we're going to do. Compile a list of what? People they know, like, and love, and we'll show you that. The dream, the commitment, the market, and the schedule. Okay, we're going to make a list. And you know where it is? The best list they got is the personal list in their personal phone book. And we can interview that book to make 5 pointers and 4 checkers in there. Identify 3 to 5 close friends and get them on the phone and call them up. And then you let your upline teammate handle that phone call for you and with you. And we don't spend a lot of time. Remember this, folks. Get your head out of the sales game. We don't have to sell anything. We're showing people what they really need to know that they never got taught and have no clue about. Nobody understands the mortgage. They would never have gotten one to begin with. If everybody understood the banking institutions, there'd be a revolution tomorrow morning. Ain't that something? Okay, it's just how am I doing? Isn't that the truth? Okay, review the Sprint and Fast Start Award. And what do they have to do in the first 30 days? Get their own plan done and go enroll 3 people to their business. How about that? And have them do the same thing for the Sprint Award, and they're going to get that pin. And then we go on the fast track, and we repeat that the second 60 days. Set a time to meet. Listen to this one, big one. Set a time to meet with a spouse to develop their business plan and financial program. Everybody ought to have a FIP. What's that? A financial independent plan. And you know what? The analysis right there in the Worth program is most of that. Isn't that unbelievable? And don't take for granted the partner. A partner can take somebody out of the business as much support them. They don't have to come in and do the business themselves. It'd be great if they do, but they have to, and what's really important, they want to be a cheerleader. They want to encourage. And boy, I've seen partners take people out of the business because guess what? It didn't happen quick enough. You're not making enough money. You're spending time with that young guy. Are you kidding me? You got Washenko and Whitman on the phone. You got Mac. If you listen to that Mac Saunders guy one more time, you can hear it. Okay, they almost get you. But guess what? If you solicit their love and support and they understand it, it's really important that you should never ever go forward without them seeing this plan themselves. That's vital. That's what they got married that way. They're in a relationship, married or not. Any partner at home should do that. Now remember this. Look at that ugly guy in there, man. I can't believe they did that to that guy. But in any case, you make the first sale in 30 days, you go to director to director. That's not your sale, not your personal one. See, you come in and you pay $49. You got 30 days to do your own program, and you get a 30% discount. But you remember to go to the Sprint. What are you supposed to do? Go out and enroll 3 people to your business, and go right one of them. You go to director to director. That's a promotion right away in the first 30 days. Truth is, you'll be right in the other 2. We could help you do that. You give me, I'll tell you right now, you give me a list of 50 people with you that are 5 pointers, we're going to go put 3 people in the first 5 days. How about that? Now, what are you all waiting for? Okay, I don't know, but here it is, okay? The first month, there's the Sprint Award. I showed you this last week. I'm just putting it up there again. Now, all of you, how long would it take you? If you got 30 days to put 3 people in your business, you think you could do it, even part-time. You all got full-time jobs. You're busy. You got kids. I get it. I also get that I just told you that 78% of the United States population is 2 paychecks away from being broke. So there's need out there. I was told a long time ago, if you find a need in this country and fill it, you're going to be successful. Guess what we're doing? We're addressing people's needs. You don't have to sell a dang thing. You have to educate and promote. You have to show a crusade to take their financial life back because everybody else is bleeding to death. The banks, the insurance companies, the mortgage companies. I used to hate them. I love them now because they're keeping me in business forever. How about you? Are you in business forever? So the first 30 days, look what you got to do. Are you kidding me? You see, if you make a good list and you find out what time frame you're going to work, you give us 10 to 15 hours part-time a week. Ball game's over, folks. You go get the Sprint Award and get that pin, okay? And then the other 30 days coming right up behind, we do the same thing with those 3. And we repeat that. You got 9 teammates. You got 15 sales. You went to managing director. How about that? And the truth is, right now, you get a big promotion for doing this in the first 60 days, and you're going to an executive director. Now, listen to this. See, now the third month, okay, following through on that sale, on those sales, you will have done 9 personal sales with those people I just showed you because you brought in the first 3, and then you did all their other sales. That's 9 personal that you did. And guess what? Your team activated 18. Okay, that's what it did in the first 90 days. You just got paid over $10,834. And your program is free, meaning that it just about pays for the program. And then you're netting out of this still $8,000. But I'm just going to show you the gross money. It's $10,834. Now look at this, and you know what you got bumped up to? Executive director. You jumped all these spots by working hard for 90 days. And every time at this point forward you do a transaction, look at this. You make $981. It's like $1,000 a transaction to have them save their financial life. Are you kidding me? I mean, cut me a break. And if you do the math right there, $10,800, that's the equivalent of you getting paid $120 a day. Or really, if you break it down to month, you're making $3,600 a month part-time. Now, who in this call can't use an extra $3,600 a month? That's earning it. That's really working it, isn't it, folks? So, folks, we're trying to lay out the best we can a program that works for all of you. Ain't that something? Okay, and have fun with it. And I wanted you to know something that today I've been talking to a lot of people, by the way, and you're so gracious, all of you. I'm getting to know people from all over the country, which is really fun. And I'm working a lot with Darlene Preston, her team. Boy, she's fired up. And Dr. Joan, they got great teams. Brian Daly. Okay, Brian Daly had a guy, on the phone, Larry Spear, okay, and he went the other day on Memorial Day. That was a great time because people are barbecuing. See, holidays are great because that's time to meet people because you're out partying with them, and you don't have to throw up on them, and don't talk about business when there's alcohol involved. Stay away from that. Just use common sense. But it certainly is a great opportunity to at least broach people and create interest for them. And Larry certainly did it because guess what? He did a call with John Washenko on the phone with Brian Daly, and that guy went out on Memorial Day, not only sponsored and enrolled somebody into his business, but he wrote them their debt business right there. So he made a sale on Memorial Day. That's a stud, okay? And then I'm talking to Darlene, and she had me call a gentleman for him, and a guy he's an executive director. His name is Jerry Berthold, I believe it is. And he wrote a note, by the way, in response to our little conversation, and I just want to read it to you because it was pretty interesting. We role-played. Folks, when you tell the truth and you've got something to share and you stand behind it and you know it's the truth and people don't understand it because they've never been taught it, then you got to be patient, kind, and understanding. No question about it, and firm and tough. And there's not an objection that we can't overcome. And you know what? You can't argue with common sense. And if you do, you've got none of it. And I don't want to spend an ounce of my life with them. Anybody like that. And you know what? You can flush that out. So we role played today. And he went, wow. He had some fun. And we spent a few minutes. And here's what he said. I appreciate the time you spent with me role-playing. It was very helpful for me to realize that success is just a matter of, quote, going back to school, end of quote, to become an expert at communicating the right information at the right time to the right people. It needs practice, practice, practice. I love that from Jerry. And he seems to be very dedicated. And by the way, he came from the old school. He came from You First. He's back now in Worth. He wants to reactivate. And got to tell you, he doesn't own a home, doesn't have a mortgage, but he's got a lot of debt for medical bills. You know what we told him? Yeah, I'm not talking to him again unless he gets the GOLD program and signs up and makes that debt go away a lot quicker. He's doing that right away. How about that? All of you on this phone that don't own the program, I want to know why. Because if I'm going to work with you, boy, we got to become a product of the product. Not because you have to, because it's the right thing. You can't tell me to do it unless you use it. Okay? There are those of you, and it's rare, that don't have any debt and you're doing fine. That's great. So be a good steward and teach people. No question about it. And remember this too, by the way. That software is so awesome. Your accountant's going to love you because that does all your accounting for the end of the year. You just saved a lot of money in accounting fees. And I'm going to close out on this. When we're talking, when we line out, we're going to tell you what to say, when to say, how to say it. We're going to get you to learn how to orientate and get people and qualify their marketing list, no question about it. We're going to present in our presentation the six steps of financial success that lead invariably, undeniably to financial success because we got it all lined up. And we're going to show people, and I'll say to them, if I can show you 11 ways to save at least $100 or more a month, would you want to know about it? Yes. Well, we show you like many more than that, but we're going to start with just 11. And we're going to get you a plan. And everybody, you think you have plans? Listen, when you're going to get an education of your lifetime over the next 3 months. Okay, right now I can tell you. And look what John and Skylar are doing, and Mac. okay, every week, putting out all this new stuff with the new technology you didn't even know you had. Get into your back offices and start learning this stuff and learn to build your business and go get promoted to executive director after 90 days, earning over almost $11,000 part-time. What would you do with the next? Let me have your spouse now, and I'll say, if he couldn't spend it and it's only going to go you, and you can't spend it on any immediate bills, what would you do with an extra $11,000 in the next 90 days? I would love to hear those answers. Folks, I'm pumped up to be part of the team. You can see what's available to you and why it is. I think these calls are essential. All you new, I don't know if you're new people, if they're enrolling, they should be on these calls regularly, or the other ones we set up on top of that. In fact, we're going to be doing a training on how to do inputting. John and I talked about it earlier, so I'll have a special training just for that, and also tape, but to get you to learn how to do that. So stay tuned. You can never stop learning and never put enough time in your business to get better. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for the gift of your time, and I want to turn the rest of the time over to the great Skylar Whitman to close out our meeting here, and take it away, Skylar.
All right, fantastic. Coach Young, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, fantastic. Well, listen, Coach, thank you so much. Fantastic presentation tonight, as always. And, you know, I mean, this information, even though it's a fairly short call that we have each Monday night, I think this information has really proven to be critically helpful for the field. Also, thanks everyone for joining us on the call tonight. But listen, the field is doing an absolutely fantastic job. Recruiting and sales are absolutely skyrocketing nationwide. Lots of people getting on their path to debt freedom and, you know, getting on that road to financial independence. That's why we're so excited and so driven by what we do in such a win-win type opportunity. Now, just real quick, as you guys have probably noticed on the webinar emails that you get each week, for nearly 3 weeks, we have been building all kinds of sales tools and products, and with what has been unveiled so far, along with what remains to be unveiled, which there's quite a few exciting things that remain to be unveiled. In fact, some really exciting things that you're gonna, I just wish so bad. Those who know me personally in the field, they know that I have a really hard time not letting the cat out of the bag. And I have a really hard time not letting the cat out of the bag with what's coming. But we literally are building a recruiting and sales incubator that will help you to be able to put your recruiting and sales on autopilot. So when I say that, that's not, you know, what's termed as convention talk. That is fact. What we're putting together literally will make it so much easier for you out in the field to literally take somebody from a brand new recruit and, okay, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. See, I just showed you right there how quickly I can get overly excited and let my passion for what we're doing take over. But the point that I want to make is you can't miss these calls. You've got to join us on these calls. The attendance numbers are absolutely skyrocketing for these calls, and you're doing a fantastic job at it. The one thing I can say is continue, as you have been, continue to spread the word. You've got to be able to spread the word about the opportunity. And trust me, when you see what's coming out with everything that remains to be unveiled, you will be so glad that you went out, you trusted us, and started spreading the word more and more to everybody that you know that you think could benefit from this opportunity and also that could benefit from the product. As you build your team, you will see more and more what this can do for you. But all the way up until July 15th, we are going to continue to unveil new tools and products and things that we've been working on for quite some time. And hopefully it makes sense. We're not trying to drag out all of these different tools and unveiling these different things over time. What we're trying to do is we're trying to give you, these tools and announcements and different things a piece at a time so that it's a little bit easier to digest that information and it's not, so much like drinking from a fire hose. So again, next Monday, we're going to be unveiling another really cool tool. You will want to join us for that. Just like the tool that John Washenko trained on today in the Agent Back Office. For those of you that have not logged into your Agent Back Office yet, that tool is live as of right now. Anybody and everybody who's on the phone or in the field can use that tool. Okay? So listen, we're just trying to get this information out in an organized fashion so that you can let it sink in, kind of digest it and move on to the next piece that's super exciting. So like I was saying, clear up until July 15th. We're going to continue. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be some Monday nights that will just be training on information that we've already released. But there will be other nights where it will be unveiling. And in the email invites that we send you, it will mention on those email invites if it is a new tool to be unveiled or if it's training on tools that we have already unveiled or not. All right, so with that being said, we are going to continue to hang with you. For those that would like to go through and type questions and get answers, please feel free to do so. Just go into the questions section, type in any questions that you've got. We're going to hang with you for a little while, and we're going to do our best to get your questions answered. But again, other than that, thank you, Coach Young, thank you, John and Mac, for jumping on the call tonight and delivering, again, some great information as always. And again, thank you to everybody in the field for the hard work that you're doing each and every day. Listen, we see it. We don't even have to hear, from you about what you're doing personally or directly, because we see it. We feel it each and every day with the recruiting numbers, the number of new people, new clients getting on the program, setting their path for a better financial future. It's absolutely awesome to see it all happening. So again, thank you for everything that you do. This call is recorded. We will be sending it out to you in the next couple of days with the next week's webinar invite. Other than that, we'll go ahead and jump on your questions for a little bit. And everybody, thank you again for joining us, and we hope you have a fantastic evening. Thanks so much. God bless. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.